Our new artist, which we've discovered, the retired building contractor Calvin Lynch, is back with a new single with the name Don't Knock It, Rub It, You're Losing Me Money. Let's hear what this is all about. Calvin Lynch, you're back with a single which has a very, very funny name. Don't Knock, Rub It, You Losing Me Money. That on its
Yeah.
own is a story. What lies behind this?
The story lies behind, as you know, I was in construction, and as you progress, when you first leave school, and I went through an apprenticeship, and whenever, hopefully, you will be able to understand, but when you're laying blocks or you put the sand and cement down, you put the block on top, but you're supposed to rub the block down to the line. You're not supposed to hit it with a hammer. If you hit it with a hammer, you really don't know what you're doing, or the mortar is too stiff. So what this day I was working with this chap, and he was doing exactly that, hitting this with a hammer. And the boss came around and he said, "Don't knock it, rub it. You're losing me money." And I thought, as soon as he said that, I thought, "Oh, I said, what a great title." But the song you hear now is nothing to do about being on the building trade. It's completely different. But you're right. I think when people first are aware of that title, I think it intrigues them because they want to know what it's all about. So hopefully you enjoyed the song, Anne-Marie.
Calvin, what is your song about? It's got nothing to do with construction, but
Nope.
what is it about?
Well, I turned it around to it's about a pimp and a prostitute. Simply that. The thing is, a prostitute who's trying to get away from this pimp, and she or he's not very successful because she keeps on being dragged in, as these pimps do. So yeah, it's I turn the lyrics around, and it's all about pimps and this prostitute. So hopefully that's agreeable with most people. I was going to say it's about a person trying to get on in life and he keeps on being pulled back, but um, that is the truth.
Yes, and the thing is just we try to ignore the fact that we have prostitutes in our communities and they've got to make a living as well, whether or not you agree
Yeah.
with them.
Oh well, look. The thing is, that I just feel with you read, especially nowadays, with all these sex slaves being forced to carry out what they're being forced to do. And I read a story about it, and it was quite it's horrendous what these poor girls have to go through. And I just felt it was a good idea to write something about that, highlighting the problems these girls suffer. And hopefully, if it helps any girl to try and get away from these people, then I think that'd be a good thing.
Thank you for doing that because I think it's even worse than drugs. And
Oh, I think so.
yeah, and human trafficking is it's picking up popularity by the day as we speak.
Oh, and throughout Europe, and I'm sure it happens in South Africa as well. The police are forever raiding houses to free these girls. So yeah, it's horrendous, and you quite. I think you made a very good point. It is worse than drugs.
What do you say about the rugby?
Has there been any rugby played recently?
I just had to tell you. I just had to say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, there was a certain. Oh, there was three tests, and British and Irish Lions won the first one. They were robbed in the second and robbed in the third.
And I
Joking.
wonder who did it. I just wonder who was the
The
culprits.
thing is, with the third test, I'm sure you'd agree. Right up to the end, it could have gone either way. It was that
Sure.
close a third test,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it made for good rugby. It was such a shame the crowd wasn't there. There's no doubt about it. You crowd make any international game, any domestic game. They just make it exciting, and it was still exciting, but lacking the crowds didn't help.
Yes, and I believe the energy that you get from the crowd is actually the reason why you play. It's a performance.
Yes, I think a very good valid point. Liverpool Football Club. I'm sure. I mean, you're aware of the Anfield. That crowd at Anfield, Liverpool, are
Mm.
just amazing. The noise they make, they're so passionate. And Liverpool are unbeatable. But last season, because there was no crowds there, Liverpool lost at home. I think it was 4 or 5 times. That's unheard of. because he didn't
Wow.
have the crowd there. To validate your point.
Mm.
You need the crowd to encourage your team. And I don't know how much longer. We're back to full crowds here. I don't know where you are in South Africa. Are you back to full crowds
No,
again?
no, not yet. We are on stage 3. The Delta variant is really it's havoc in South Africa, and our vaccinations aren't going as fast as they wished. So people do get infected on a daily basis,
Well, I
and
think
they die daily.
absolutely. I think it's important that everyone throughout the world gets vaccinated.
Mm,
Until that happens, then it's going to continue. And I think the worry for me and for scientists is going into the winter. That's when this virus thrives.
mm.
So let's hope that's not the case. But I'm down to have a booster now. Come the autumn, we're having this booster. I've had 2 jabs, and now I'm going to have a booster. I think it's November.
Oh, that is brilliant. I'm so glad that your country is doing it. The people that they are battling with to get their vaccinations are all men. For some other reason, I don't know whether or not they're scared of needles. I think that's the case. Oh,
Have you had a jab?
yeah. I had my first. My second is coming up 7th of September. And I'm not missing it for the
Oh no.
world. I'll put that day aside. Calvin, where do we find Don't Knock It, Rub It, You're
So,
Losing Me
so
Money?
I did check on Amazon and iTunes, and it is there, and it is on SoundCloud as well.
I was walking every mile each day. I was talking to anyone who would want to pay. It would help me so that I could finish a line. To think that I have to do this all the time. I was waiting, I was shaking, I was talking, I was acting, I was causing, I was driving, I was looking, I was texting, I was laying, I was getting, I was hurting, I was listening, I was praying, I was stressing, I was hating, I was dreaming, I was moving, I was driving, I was paying, I was waiting. He would then tell me, that's how it will be. Don't knock it, rub it, using me money. 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 Well, I told him I would rather do something else. Life said, you're not thinking of yourself. He left me with no choice, with no place. I was walking 'cause I knew this was no race. I was waiting, I was shaking, I was talking, I was acting, I was cussing, I was driving, I was looking, I was texting, I was laying, I was getting, I was hurting, I was listening, I was praying, I was stressing, I was hating, I was grieving, I was moving, I was driving, I was paying, I was waiting. He would then tell me, that's how it will be. Don't knock it, rub it, using me money. 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 Don't